fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Go back and watch this play. Here's my point. I know I'm labeled as a keeper hater, but I'm the one that respects keepers. Everyone else wants to give credit for these professional athletes for basically standing on their own 2 feet. Someone kicks the ball straight at him and they didn't move. We act like, oh, what a great, made himself big. Well done. These are professional athletes.
Anything to shake this monument, my football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I am your host. I have here with me Robert Russert. He is the one with the deep, booming radio voice that you will hear. I have David Greenwald. He represents our unhinged fan point of view, and I'm not responsible for anything that comes
David
out of
has a
his
pretty
mouth.
good voice too, though, Cody. Come on.
Unhinged fan.
That's how you started here. You've been here a while now, but that's honestly why I brought you on, was to be the crazy unhinged fan. So that's why David's here. We also have Carrie Not Zavagnin Robinson. She represents the aesthetically pleasing change in timbre from all the male voices to the female voice on the show. And then, of course, there is Thad Bell, who you all know as the one that breathes into the microphone. So that is our team. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We are going to talk about Sporting Kansas City's 1-0 shutout at the hands of San Diego. But we have something else to get to first. And Thad, I think fans are going to be with me on this, and they're not exactly clamoring to get into the nitty-gritty and the nuts and bolts of the 1-0 loss against San Diego, because it was not exactly pretty. But Thad, we've got something to talk about here. We got some personal news, some biz dev news.
Biz dev?
Business
dev.
development.
Thank you,
Ooh.
David. Lawyer jumped in there. Appreciate that. Thad, this isn't exactly news that, we normally get around here that's Thad heard something, and he can say something, but not the entire thing, and he has to pull back a little bit. It's not like that. We have some news about us, and I think our fans will enjoy this, Thad.
Yeah, do you want to say it, you want me to? Or you want somebody else to?
Well, you
You're in charge of that.
historically don't exactly build up the drama and come at me with the excitement.
Oh, that's what you were trying to do. Okay.
Yeah, and I threw it to Thad, Robert. I don't know what I was thinking there.
I don't know either, man.
I am excited about this. It's like a professional step for us.
It is. So, we have the Shades of Blue Soccer Show now has, for the year of 2026, can't believe we're there that far, the official sponsor of the Shades of Blue Soccer Show is Core Outdoor Equipment.
Yes.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm tingling.
We have a sponsor, Thad Bell.
Was somebody supposed to do like a little ta-da music there on a harmonica or something?
Yeah, what happened to the harmonica? Carrie said she had a harmonica.
I do. I have it. I have one of 3 keys.
Go for it.
Wow, and she knows how to use it too. That was pretty good. Well done.
That was better than I expected, Carrie.
I can play one song on there.
So here we are. The Shades of Blue Soccer Show has a sponsor this year, Core Outdoor Equipment. We are very happy that they have joined us. They're fans of the show. They're fans of the team. And they get what we're doing here. They know we're wholly unserious. So we would very much appreciate it if you would go support them. They are supporting us. You might have seen them around the stadium. Thad's been looking this year for pictures of their branding around the stadium. They are a Sporting Kansas City sponsor. They're trying to they're trying to reach more of the sporting fan base through us. And so we are hoping that you help us do that for them. They have some really cool products. We're going to get some coolers out of this, everyone. I don't even know if I told David or Carrie or Robert. We're going to get some coolers out of this. They have tailgate equipment. We have several things planned. I think we might even try to do a tailgate with all of you. With all of this equipment, we're going to do some giveaways. So this is all very exciting, Thad.
I am actually pretty excited, and I know I'm not really good at all build up excitement and stuff, but now I'm going to do the boring part, right? And everybody like does sponsorships and all this stuff, and they say, "Oh, and I really use the equipment and really like it and all that stuff." Cody and I went to their office, and we went to their like product test room or development. It was kind of a stock room, but it had a lot of different stuff in it. And we tested out the coolers and chair and a table, and we got some of the backstory on why the table has been developed the way it is.
They have their own. It's seemingly like some of their own technology here. This cooler that we're all gonna get is watertight, and they've developed this zipper that is apparently watertight. I didn't even know that existed, but it's a sporting branded thing. That's very cool.
Yep.
We're gonna be giving away a couple of those. We're gonna give away a tent and some chairs. Like they have a whole bunch of things. We're going to do a lot with them this year. So we are very appreciative of Core. Welcome aboard. And Thad, I think that's the most excitement I might get out of Thad this entire year about this team. And it was, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah.
Hey, but Cody, you described us, we have a wide variety of people on our pod, and we're like the core of the sporting fans, right? Age, experience, serious, not serious. But, you said we're not serious. So we're like adventurers, just like Core Outdoor Equipment. I mean, there you go.
There you go. Robert's integrating the sponsor already. This is going to be easy. So yes, we are going to have fun with integrating the sponsor throughout the show, come up with different bits and segments, be ready for all of that. But like I said, they get us, so they know we're going to do it very poorly.
No, hold on.
Unhinged.
Robert,
Unhinged is the word.
Robert just killed it. Unscripted.
You're right.
Unscripted. That
You're
was
so right.
off the top of his dome. There's no
very
script.
Impressive.
That was beautiful.
Well, the hat I have on protects my dome, so I can actually think,
That's right.
not overexposed.
Keeps the aliens out.
There we go. I underestimated us. Robert's going to keep us in this. So thank you to our sponsor, Core Outdoor Equipment. Be ready for more fun stuff with them this year. Let's actually talk about, begrudgingly, the 1-0 shutout loss at home to the hands of San Diego. David, what did you see in this game? Give us you're our unhinged fan. Give me your reaction to this game as I open a beer.
I don't appreciate the way in which you were describing me.
I was probably unfair.
You also took us on quite an adventure with Carrie, because you started describing her, and I was like, it got weird for a minute.
No,
it
come
got
on.
real weird.
We can't just have all the low voice timbres of men, white dudes. That gets boring.
Yeah,
I would like to think that I bring some unhinged.
Yes.
Go back and re-listen to how you described Carrie before you got to the timbre of her voice.
Well.
And it got a little. It was quite the roller coaster for us. No,
Carrie, we're very lucky to have you. David, talk about the game.
You say begrudgingly. I actually did not think it was. I found a lot of optimism in last night's performance.
Yes.
For as little as we created going forward, which was very little, we still had a couple of opportunities late in the game where we could have stolen a draw. The team played defensively very well for the vast majority of the game. Couple minutes late in the first half, they scored and then had another nervy moment or two very late in the first half. And then kind of early in the second half, we got stretched open a few times. But Wicky did a really good job at keeping the team compact. This is a
they
team.
Were in it.
San
had a goal
Diego's
called back, but they were in it. I said begrudgingly. You're right, but they showed something.
I mean, look, San Diego has a considerably better team than we do. They won the conference last year. They're leading the conference this year. We haven't
conceded a goal yet.
We have a roster full of guys where it was like that opening scene in Major League where you're like, who are these guys?
Thank you, David. I said that last week. I was getting texts from people that were doing the same thing. Thank you for that.
And so, and great guy. He was wonderful to talk to last night, but Shane Donovan made his debut. And when he came on, I leaned over to Jimmy Mack and I said, who's Shane Donovan? But despite the massive gulf in talent between the two teams, Sporting scrapped and they clawed. And we were outclassed for a large portion of the game. But if they had kept it 0-0, I would not have been shocked. And the fact that we only lost 1-0, I think, is a pretty appropriate result. But if we had stolen a goal and had drawn 1-1, that also would have been a fair result, because the way that Wicky has set up the team to hit on the counter, to be really defensively compact, it's leveling the playing field for us when we're lacking some of the higher end talent and throughout the roster like some of these other teams are.
And it's showing based off of the players that we had last year. Pulskamp had a great game. Jansen Miller had a great game. I hate to tell you, David, but Shoppy had not his worst game.
And that's the best she can do. Shoppy had not his worst game.
I thought Shoppy had a pretty good game for Shoppy.
I thought so too.
Actually, I mean, he was back playing defense and actually scrapping in the midfield for stuff. So, and he gave me some pictures of some really weird faces. So.
His or somebody else's?
Yeah.
Well,
Shoppy
I took photos of him with some really weird faces. Let's put it that way.
Shoppy was scrapping around. David, the defense seemed to change formations a lot in order to keep them in this game.
Yeah, that was kind of a really fascinating tactical wrinkle. So the team set up in a 4-3-3, but as we were defending, you could watch the back line constantly change. So at times it was a 4-3-3. At times it was a 4-5-1 with Decky all by himself up top. At times it was a 5-4-1, and you would see Jake drop from the midfield onto the back line, or you would see Bartlett drop from the midfield to the back line. And at one point we were playing a 6-3-1, which was very peculiar to see. But the formation kept kind of changing on the back line, but they were doing a very good job of kind of mucking up that middle of the field to prevent those dangerous spots. And the one goal San Diego had came from an open look at the top of the box when we didn't keep that shape. But it was an interesting tactical wrinkle after years and years and years of 4-3-3 no matter what.
Thad, you said you liked this team. What did you think of what Wicky was doing out there to keep them in it?
I mean, I will echo David that I think that they were doing everything they could to get some kind of result, and it's not even just get the result. It was build that foundation for future. So again, a lot of these guys are new to the team. Wicky's still new to the team. A lot of people are still learning he wants them to play. And, when you change formation depending on the scenarios, it takes being able to recognize that and knowing when to do it, when the triggers are for doing those things. And it takes a while to get that down and be in sync. And I think they did really well at it. The one goal they gave up, was that just another turnover, coming out of defense to midfield? Because I looked away at that moment and the replays don't seem to show the actual pass.
The replays were focused on the bench before.
Right.
Yes. That's 2 weeks in a row. Does anyone else notice this? 2 weeks in a row, the other team scored a goal and the camera on Apple TV wasn't even on the action when it happened. It happened 2 weeks in a row.
They do have multiple cameras, right? You would think. So they'd be able to catch it somehow, right?
But every replay I saw of it started with them already having the ball. So I don't know how that happened, right? Because Sporting had the ball, they were playing it out. So I'm not even sure how that happened. Terrible on Apple, terrible on whoever's producing that.
Apple doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Caring?
There were things that first year that I thought they're just working out the kinks and some of this stuff will improve. The audio mixing, I think, is weird sometimes. And they don't really seem to be getting any better at this.
Sadly, no.
So back to the game? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We got a critique of Apple in for a second. So.
Yeah.
All right.
This critique of Apple brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment.
Yeah, it's a sponsorship requirement to get that in.
Now, we're going to have to take David's name tag under his name, We Sucked, because he doesn't even know it's there, and change that to Unhinged or whatever, or put the We Sucked under me, because Well, before I get into this, there's a couple of factors that played into this match in my mind. Number one, San Diego has Toluca Wednesday night. Okay. Number two, San Diego, I'm not going to say underestimated us, but I think they played down to their opponent. I don't think their intensity was there that's normally there. I think they knew they were in a match that they could win, even if they didn't play well. They still created 8 opportunities I have circled from rewatching the game this morning that they should have put away and should have scored on.
The holes were there, Robert.
For sure.
As lack of offensive firepower that I saw throughout that game, there were holes appeared for San Diego, and I was surprised because they still haven't even conceded a goal yet, but they gave the opportunities.
But going back to my high school coaching days when I coached JV, we played Rockhurst JV, right? I'm like, okay, we're going to pack it in. You can do that at high school level on above and, come out looking good if it goes well, if it goes your way, if they miss some chances. And that's basically what happened last night. So I didn't come away from that match feeling very impressed. I didn't come away from that match feeling very optimistic. I know we're missing some guys and they're going to come back and it's going to be different, but I was not impressed with our performance last night.
I don't think we need to say we were impressed to be like happy with how they played with what they have. Again,
expectations, Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just showing a counter to what you guys have said so far. I'm like, really? Do you really feel that way?
Well, it's fair, but I also don't feel like they parked the bus as much as they just were under pressure a lot of the time. You know what I mean? It was, yes, they have played with a 5 back line or apparently a 6 back line at some point last night, but they also still need other starters to come in, and I think those are coming, right? So that's where I think that a lot of this building of it is still to come, and I've quite often said that I don't think this team is going to be good through the first 14 games to the World Cup break. After that, though, when they've had more players come in and have had time to, right now it's still weak. They don't have a deep roster, and even some of the players that you would want starting have been hurt, like Basong and Ian James in this game, who will probably miss the next game or so. So,
Robert, I am with you on this game. It's not that there was something specific about this game that they looked so pitiful and none of these players, everyone off the bench looked useless. It's not that. Right. It's just, I think it's maybe that I saw that they didn't play the worst they could play, and I saw them play something. They showed us something, and that was it. Like okay, like this is like a good version of this team right now, and that just it's going to be a long season. I haven't really changed any expectations here from what we've said at the beginning. This is going to be a long season.
It feels a lot closer. Like we feel like we're a lot closer to wins than we were at all last year. And we'll get into that in segment 2.
Okay. That's a good, I'm with that, Carrie.
I agree with Carrie 1,000%. 1,000%. And you also have to look at this.
Well, hold on.
David being optimist?
Hold on. She's right. This is our second segment discussion here. And yes, astounding that David's being the optimist here. Is there anything specific about this game that somebody wants to mention? A play, a certain player, somebody showed you anything before we dive into the current state of this team?
I just want to add a couple more comments. I do feel like they were very sloppy in a lot of the passing last night, and I felt like it kind of got worse in the second half, and it may have been that they were a little tired because they were chasing a lot. They were pressing a lot. Since San Diego had the ball so much, they were trying hard to do a lot of press to prevent them from getting good opportunities. And I think they did fairly well at that against a really good team. But then you started to see like just a lot of sloppy passes in the second half and guys who, weren't getting touches very well and guys who should be doing better like that, like Manu, for example.
So, yeah, I'm glad that you said that, Thad, about the sloppy passes. And I didn't look at Wicky's comments until after I'd rewatched the game, but he was saying exactly what I was thinking. They need to slow down at times. You don't need to rush forward 100%, 100 miles per hour all the time. Pulse Camp really needs to do a better job of making better decisions on the ball too. But I wanted to talk about Calvin Harris. I want to talk about Jaden Reed. I really like Jaden Reed as a left back. However, neither of those guys consistently cross the ball well. That's something hopefully they'll develop as they get more minutes, hopefully. But, Calvin Harris.
Robert, I'm sorry. I think some of that is a little bit like you got to be on the same page with the guys you're crossing it to.
Yeah.
So I think some of that is there. It might grow a little bit.
Well, Calvin Harris, one thought that came to mind was he's a different player than, say, Daniel Shalhoub. Shalhoub was more of a combiner. He would cut inside. Calvin hasn't shown those things in his box yet. He may have them. I don't know. But he's pretty one-dimensional right now, and I'm hoping he just develops out of that.
I think currently he's showing what Shalhoub showed the last few years, not what Shalhoub can do and what he did literally tonight right before we started recording. What do you got, David?
There's so many different ways to play the wing. And as late era Vermees, we were getting deep, trying to combine. You see a lot of cutbacks in like the late teens, early 20s era of the team before it really went bad for Peter. Calvin doesn't do that. What I've really enjoyed from him, though, is the early crosses into the box. Like, he's not taking a ton of touches. He's, as soon as he's near the box, whipping it in early before the defense can really get back and get organized to try and find Decky. And so I've liked the idea behind it, even though it hasn't really come off effectively yet. I think it's the most effective way for him to get service to Decky, rather than driving it deep, trying to do something fancy, and then crossing into a fully set back defensive line.
David, David, that was actually an interesting discussion because Robert said something earlier that made me think, do we have the midfield that we shouldn't just be kicking it up the field? Like, are we the first year of St. Louis City where it's you got a big guy, a guy that can score goals up front and not much else? Just kick the ball forward. What else are we trying to do here, David?
Well, I think, Lassie, Berg, Johnson he made the bench last night. He didn't start. Right. He didn't make an appearance, but I think he's going to replace Jacob Bartlett. And I'm expecting him to be calmer on the ball. And I think
he better be.
Steadying us in the midfield will be really helpful. It also allows Manu to move further up the field, which will help our attack immensely. Having our most creative attacking player be closer to goal, be closer to Decky for service, I think should help a lot.
It should.
But has Manu shown, he had one good ball in last night, that he is that final third guy, though? I don't think he has yet, and hopefully he will.
I mean, it's tough to say. We play so much on the counter, and Manu's been playing deeper in our setup, because we've also had to kind of bunker more, especially, one thing to note, San Jose's off to a really good start to the season. San Diego won the conference last year. They're having another killer start to the year. And Columbus is a very good team. So we've started our season off with two that we knew would be good, and San Jose has been surprisingly good teams. As we start to play some of our peers, like Dogfood FC to the east, maybe we can open it up a little bit more. And maybe we'd see that from Manu. I think Manu last year showed that he could unlock a final pass. He was kind of in that groove before he got hurt. I think we'll see. We've also got some of the other guys who are rumored to be coming in. We've got that Angolan winger, Kapita from Poland, who's rumored to
more
be joining
expensive
us.
than you might expect. Like that if the money is anything, he should be effective in some way. He should make an impact.
Somebody last night told me he's the fastest man in Poland. Which I then asked,
skinniest kid at fat camp.
Well, I asked then, I was like, is that an accomplishment? I'm not familiar with the Polish Premier League.
They are looking for speed. That was David Lee mentioned that when he first came. Sure. Like, they're looking for a team that's going to fast and stuff like that. Calvin Harris was supposedly the fastest free agent in MLS. So, every time you hear something, they're looking for speed. It won't necessarily be as technical, but it will be get there fast. And you have guys who can finish. You just got to get there and get it in their range, which you mentioned earlier, Calvin Harris doing earlier crosses. I kind of like that because you got Dayon who can make a smart run to where that ball is going if the pass is in the right spot. If you get a winger on the other side who has that speed, Jake Davis has been doing all right over there. He got the assist on the week before, but overall, I think, he's not a true winger. So it'd be nice to get him in other spots too.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead, Robert.
I was just going to talk about Jake Davis. I mean, Jake is a good player. We just need to find what exactly his best spot is. But he is a good player. I'd rate him in the top 3 players on this club.
Sometimes it's a curse of being good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you never get enough time to be great at one. And I just don't want Jake to fall into that spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would rather see him in the midfield, quite honestly, but not as a 10.
No,
Right.
he's an 8. I mean, he's
for sure.
the heir to Roger. And, Vermees years ago described Roger as having like lungs made out of leather. And it was talking about his like tenacity and his just the fact that he never got tired. Jake's that guy to me, and I think that's why he's effective on all 3 lines, even if he's not necessarily great on all 3 lines. It's just nobody outworks Jake on the pitch. Of all 22 dudes out there, nobody works harder. And it speaks volumes. I think it's good because, frankly, I think that's a future club captain because that's the work ethic that you want to see embodied, like in the club culture in the locker room.
Has been already, hasn't he?
I mean, Decky wore the armband last night, though.
I think Jake has sported that armband before.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he did last year.
But to give Jake even more, he's a good combiner. He's also a very good passer, which he showed last night a couple of different times. But he's the all-around package. So,
I would rather see him at the 8, though. If with the current team, I would like to see Lasse at the 6.
Oh, yeah.
Jake at the 8, Manu at a 10-ish role, and somebody else out on the wing. So,
yeah, I want to mention 3 other guys really quick. Jansen Miller played out of position at right back, and I thought actually did like an okay job. He was pretty critical of himself in the locker room afterwards, but it's very much not his comfortable position. But I thought he did well against some pretty talented guys.
Yeah.
And then the 2 kids, so Taylor Calheira, my fellow half Brazilian friend, had a nice look late in the game. He had probably our most dangerous, opportunity. And, he's hungry for the goal. I think, for a young kid, obviously he's not going to play in front of Decky, but I think he's going to be kind of a sleeper pick for a fun, bright spot this year. And then I am going to butcher his name. Our first round pick midfielder.
Kwaiku Ajibang?
Yes, him.
Ajibang.
Yeah, he had a late cameo also, and I thought looked decent in his late cameo, and drew a yellow with a really nice turn in the midfield on the ball. So obviously not a complete player yet, but you can see like little flashes, and that's kind of one of the reasons I'm optimistic is that my expectations are really low. I'm looking for bright spots and growth, and
exactly
flashes of like what we can see 2 years from now, and I think. He's showing enough that hopefully he develops, but you can see why the team was interested in taking him to begin with.
He needs some weight room, though.
They all need weight room.
Muscles.
That was they were out muscled a few times last night.
That's because we didn't have Ian James.
I really thought there was going to be a red card in that game last night. Very early on, too. It looked like football out there.
It did.
What was crazy is like there were a bunch of really soft yellows and a lot of diving too. Jansen picked up a yellow for like the slightest shirt tug I've ever seen, and the guy went down in a heap. And then there was a play where, I can't remember who it was from San Diego, but tried to split Manu and I think Reed, and he just tripped himself. And I mean, went down but the San Diego swim and dive team was all out in force last night.
That was the one that was would have been on the south end, like right in front of the press box, right?
Yep.
Because I very much remember that one and got a decent photo of it. The guy not only went down pretty easily, he reached around and pulled the defender into him as he fell. So it made it look more like he was tripped by the guy. So, and then Manu got the yellow, who really wasn't at fault for it.
So when a team comes out physically like Sporting did, and that was just a dumb play by Jansen early in the game to do what he did, because that's what led to his yellow later. But the other team's going to respond in one of 2 ways. They're either A, going to equal it, or B, they're going to take advantage of it, make an advantage for themselves. They're going to, maybe flop, if you will. I hate that term because that's not what they're doing. They're strategically doing what they're doing to get fouls in the areas that are dangerous and things like that. So it's a risky business when you come out and play physical. You got to be really smart about it yourself if that's what you're going to do.
Shout out to Jansen Miller's mom. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
She
and
did
all
ask
the
for a
other
shout out.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Good.
she did.
Good.
What's her name? Moms.
Her name is, oh my God, why did I just
She's got to look it up on her phone.
Mother Jansen.
Give me 1 second. Mrs.
Mother
Miller,
Jansen.
Trisha Miller. Trisha Miller.
Shout out to
I did not have to look
Trisha.
it up. I was about to, but I didn't. I just
Thank you for being a supporter. And David is right. Thank you to all the other moms that listen to us. We know that has happened a few times. We've gotten some comments from mothers. So that's good.
So they're part of our core, Cody. Yeah, nice.
Sure.
Rutherford! Core Outdoor Equipment. We'll be right back.
Wait. Oh, damn.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, come on, Terry. Oh, I did that so well.
I did have the finger up. I was just gonna say that my dad
Which
did
finger?
listen. My partner. My dad did listen to the podcast while he was in Portugal, suffering through food poisoning.
Oh,
look at that. We're in medicine too.
So the podcast did
Therapy.
not give him food poisoning. He does want to make that clear.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
We will be right back.
You can cut that if you want, Cody. Since yours was so good.
All right. Welcome back to the Shades of Blue Soccer Show, sponsored by Core Outdoor Equipment. And part of this thing is that we're now doing video every episode so that you can go listen and watch on YouTube. For those that have YouTube Premium, you can just put it on in the background and your phone can shut and you can still listen to us. We would appreciate you listening there. But if I may, I'm a little self-conscious about this. Because if you look in my background, I've left the screen. I've looked at my dog a couple of times. You look at my background. Yes, my bed is on the ground. I am not a child. I don't. I'm a man in my 30s, and my bed is on the ground. And it's not a choice that I think I'm in college and I'm still a child. It's my dog. You see my dog right there. Her name is Danny.
Aw.
And she jumps up and off that bed a million times, and I think she hurt herself one time and throwing the frisbee. She had a limp, and I took down my bed. I put my bed on the ground. I'm a 30-year-old man. My bed's on the ground. It's for my dog.
You're not 30.
Okay, we get it.
Hold on,
we get it.
Sorry, I said 30. I'm above 30.
You're how old?
Above 30.
Wrong side of 30.
Is all you get.
There you go.
Wrong
Are you
side
closer
of 30.
to 30 or 40?
I'm mid 30s.
Wrong side of 30. Wrong side of mid 30s.
I am mid 30s, David.
We're all on the wrong side of 30 except Carrie.
And so yes, I'm always very self-conscious about this bed. I can't have any women over here and see this bed, and I'm just letting hundreds of people.
Is that the excuse? Is that the excuse you use?
Letting hundreds of people view my room, and my bed is on the floor, and I'm very ashamed by it. I've tried to change the camera so you can't see it, but I can't do it.
I think people would
Nobody
have just
anybody notice.
I think people would have just assumed it was on a very low riser. Not so you just outed yourself.
No, I'm sorry. Look at that. I'm sorry. I moved enough. My
We
dog
don't know the
is past that.
angle
That
of your
is-
camera, man.
that is
It
on
wouldn't have
the-
made
you-
a difference.
You can see the carpet. It's on the ground.
Well, as many times as you leave the camera during an episode, Cody, they're going to see your bed.
Well, if
Cody go?
our listeners know of any young women who want to date a boyish-looking 35-year-old with bright red hair and a bed on the floor,
whose bed will not be on the ground if they come over.
this
I think
ginger
she's-
brought
the
to you by
limp is
Core
gone.
Outdoor Equipment.
For the record, her limp is gone.
Maybe
and
they'll get you a bed.
At any time, I could put it up.
Does
and I
Core
just-
have an air mattress? I'm pretty sure they do. They probably have a really good thick air mattress.
They
You
do.
can just
Thad.
inflate the bed up and down. I mean,
Thad, we saw that they have a blanket. And for
Yes.
anyone that knows anything about me, I am chilly most of the time. I think it's part of being a redhead. I'm always a little more cold than I would prefer to be. Blankets are very important to me. They have this great outdoor camping blanket, and I have my eye on that thing.
This sounds like
Okay.
a podcast in itself. Just the, oddities of Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my life.
Look,
I
honestly,
don't
to be fair to Cody, none of us are immune to having oddities of our life that we could talk about weird things that have happened or our own peculiarities. We like to give Cody a lot of crap, and he does deserve it, but we all have some
Thank you.
issue, right? So,
Thank you.
I mean,
Well-
Carrie's like nodding, like, she's definitely a
Yeah, but
Okay,
we're not
this.
going to talk
Carrie's
about him
like,
on a
yes,
podcast.
I
Well,
have
yeah,
issues.
yeah, but Thad, yours is like, I
You guys
stabbed a
have
guy
seen
in
my-
Korea in 1992, and Cody's is like, I'm 35 and I sleep on the floor.
And I make stupid videos for the internet.
You never
was-
know what someone is dealing with. Be nice to everybody.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
I have a
Speaking of-
question, Cody.
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, there you go. What do you
Let's
got,
get
Carrie?
back into sporting. All right.
Okay, good idea.
So-
The next segment was state of the team. I was wondering if it was the state of us as a team.
The state of Cody's
Did
life.
you see
in
Cody
shambles.
writhing last segment? Like, David, shut up. You're going into segment 2 already.
Yes. All right. As we allude to in segment 1, are we excited because of what we've seen in the last 2 games, or are our expectations just so low that we are thrilled about how and
Ooh.
things are going right
Ooh.
now? Because, like, for me, I think with like how this roster came about in literally the last month, like if this was our team in December and we knew that going into preseason and stuff
Mhm.
like that, I think that I might be in a slightly different state of mind. But because this team was like
Okay.
really just like thrown together in the last few weeks, almost.
Still being thrown together, Carrie. All the
Yeah, still
players
being
are not
thrown
there yet.
Yeah, and in defense of David Lee to a certain extent, throwing together is not what I would describe it. It looks that way, but he is very much trying to be methodical about the players that he brings in and not overpaying them, and players that he thinks can contribute to the kind of team that Wicky wants to run, the Wicky way, the way Wicky runs his team. Anyway,
Thad
Wiki way.
ripping,
Terrible.
baby. Let's go.
Add a speech impediment.
yes. So I will defend him in that, and I think he's doing a good job of putting together a team that will be good, but just isn't yet.
So, Thad, I want to jump in here because we didn't actually talk too much about Media Day a few weeks ago. And one thing that I did take from that, you mentioned something about this earlier about that they're really focused on getting speed this year for players. And it made me think of this, how we know that this season is not going to be great. As Carrie just said, they're still throwing this team together. Things are not going to be awesome this year. But I was happy to see at Media Day that multiple people, Wicky and Lee, multiple people were not just talking about building this team for the future, or maybe we'll be good in a few years. They did make it clear, even if it's just lip service, like that's what someone like Wicky, or that's what someone like David Lee should be doing. Even if it is just lip service, they made a point to note that they're not just forgetting the team this year. That
No.
it was upfront multiple times from multiple people that they are focused on winning some games this year. And I know like that there's going to be some people that hear me say this and they're going to roll their eyes at that, but
Yep.
it's something. Like it was something. It was enough at the forefront of their mind that I took that away from Media Day.
I think they will be good towards the end of the year or in the second half. But good is a relative term. Competitive, playoff team,
right?
which is because I very much asked. I directly asked David Lee in the one pod that's on the Shades of Blue network. Will they make the playoffs? And he goes, "We will be competitive." Right? So he didn't commit to it, but he made it sound like they would be a good team. I've took it to be they would be a good, fun team, competitive at the end of the year.
We said at the beginning, we know they're not going to be great. We're here to look for the young players that are making an impact and fun, small things for the future. Like I said, we said all of that, but 3 games in, it's like, this also sucks. Like, this is going to be a long year. I have, even if I've seen something in some young players that I can hold on to here, and that Wicky is trying anything and everything, and there's something there that I like, I still somehow to answer Carrie's original question, there were things I saw that were positive, but I'm more negative than I was. That this is what we are now that I've been hit in the face with. This is what this season is going to feel like, and each game I have to be hit in the face with this. Yes, there are things I'm going to have fun with. Shoppy's going to do weird things. Dayon's going to score some goals, and there's going to be things like that for me. But
you're going to watch Ian James grow up in front of you.
Yes, and develop man muscles, even though he's already quite big. I'm here for all of that.
He's got more muscles than most of this pod put together.
I know, but he's still boyish. I know, absolutely. That's what. But I'm telling you that he could.
Well, this took a weird turn. No,
okay.
3 games.
Weirder, not as weird as Twitter.
There you go.
Well, okay. I don't have Twitter.
I'm never as weird as Twitter. Nobody is.
Who's Twitter?
You guys should follow
look at our Twitter
because he's soccer journal.
I don't know who was tweeting for that one, but
well, Cody, let me ask you this.
It wasn't me,
because I know. I'll tell you my answer to the question I was asking you, which is 3 games in, we have not, performed particularly well. Are you having more fun watching this year's team than you did last year's team?
It's a great question. Yes, but just because of lack of expectations, and there's greener pastures forward.
Right.
Yes,
so
I am.
So I mean that's how I'm viewing it too, right? Which is this team is not good. We're not getting results. But I almost look at it like how I viewed golf. I don't know if anybody else on here is a golfer, but generally speaking, when you start playing golf, you're going to be pretty bad. And what kept me coming back was like one good shot, right? So like, was there something to build on? And the game progressed. And then eventually, you expect to be shooting pretty well. And that's when you snap your clubs when you shoot like an 80 instead of a 70. But, and I think that's where we were with Vermees. Like late era Vermees was we are expecting to play really well. We're expecting to be competitive for championships, and we weren't. And so even when we had good seasons that ended with weak playoff outings, people were really angry. For me here, watching this team with virtually no expectations, I'm enjoying seeing the bright spots, and I'm enjoying seeing like the building blocks. So with absolutely no disrespect intended to Wyatt Meyer and Ethan Bartlow, if either one of them are starting consistently the second half of the season, it will be a roster construction error. It'll be a problem. But they're organized. And that means that if Wicky can keep this crew organized, then he should be able to keep their replacements organized.
What if those guys play better?
Bartlow and Meyer?
Like, what if they develop this year?
Then that would be a huge coaching success for Rafa Wicky, which is also good. But, we're rumored to be in on a $2 million Brazilian center back. If Borges and Ian James are the starting center backs by the end of the year, as long as Wicky can continue to keep the team organized and defensively sound, it should be an improvement as you bring more talented players in. Or he develops guys, which is kind of what the reputation was. And I think kind of what's been implied as to why we hired him to begin with is to sign and develop young players. But seeing kind of the building blocks with this, and I don't want to call them a ragtag group, but for lack of a better term, this ragtag group of players.
Ragtag.
Is that to me is actually kind of fun to watch, as disappointing as the results have been in the, but I didn't leave yesterday's game miserable. I was disappointed that we didn't like steal a point, but I was not miserable watching that team. And last year I was pretty miserable at most games.
And I think all of that is the everything else around the club. Like I said, there's greener pastures ahead. There's no more Vermees. They got all these new players, new people in the front office, new people in the coaching staff. I think that's where all of that comes from.
So let's not get, because I've seen people on Twitter in comments, let's not get carried away with this. We're organized. We were not organized last year. And our numbers, XG numbers were just as bad as they are this year. And we were organized. Okay. So let's not go off on that. Secondly,
that's what teams say when they're really bad and you're looking for something to give credit for. Well, they were organized.
Well, I'm interested to see. So, okay. Production hasn't been high. We scored 2 goals in 3 games. I'm interested to see how Wicky really handles some things like Ajabang, has shown well in his limited time. Is there a point where he's going to get the start over Shoppy or whoever? Freef is coming off injury. Hopefully he's going to get more time. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see that. Is he going to look at Jansen's performance last night and maybe say, okay, maybe he needs to slot in here. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But let's go back to Vermees and being competitive.
Must we?
Yeah. Here's the thing about Vermees. He always wanted to be competitive, right? And compete for trophies. And I think, maybe wrong, but he got so laser focused on that he ignored everything else that he was doing that impacted other things, as he was trying to do that. And that's why the organization came to be where it is at now. And that's why we're all so happy to see fresh faces and see things that are different than just desperately trying to get this team to be competitive. What it really needs, that burn down, right?
One day we'll have a podcast where you don't mention him. Let me just say that. But that
One
is
day,
not today.
in the distant future.
It will happen, but yeah. And I just want to reiterate what Robert said is Peter was so focused on winning, and it was to the detriment sometimes of the game 10 games later or the next year. And he would bring back guys who he thought he could get more out of. And then they would end up on a bad contract, which then limited what you could do the next year or 2 years or 3 years down the road, which is how they ended up with a fairly bad roster going into last season and not having the financial wiggle room to do a lot of stuff. And that's why when they all got let go, it opened up a lot of cap room, which if you looked at the thing recently that had the allocation money, Sporting still has the most allocation money left. Of course, that's because they haven't signed a lot of the players at higher level, but
there you go.
We have over 6 million.
Yeah.
That's just free. That's monopoly money to play with. What a roster we can build.
We have the most GAM St. Louis City. You're never seeing that.
Guys, did you know that Logan
Someday
and
we'll have a
Dembe,
pod without mentioning them.
There you go.
Logan and
Maybe.
Dembe is still a free agent.
Is he?
Is that surprising to anybody else?
Where do you think he's at in the world? Is he still in Kansas City, you think?
No.
I don't know. Leibold was here 2 games ago. He was at the stadium. Yeah, I wonder if Logan could be had for a lot less money.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Interesting.
I think Remy Voltaire is also still available.
Yeah.
So Thad, even though Sporting Kansas City sucked in this game,
we sucked.
We need to integrate the sponsor. And we've been somewhat positive here. I don't want to be too positive. So let's not do the core player that we're going to stick in the cooler and that belongs in a cooler and should not play for a while. Keep him on ice. We're not going to do that. Let's do the core player of the week. Let's find one positive player. Carrie, who was your core player of the week?
I'm going to go Polskamp.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like there were a few saves that, I don't know, he's led in the past.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Polskamp also. Do I have to do somebody different?
Really? Sorry, if Cody gave me the really, I had to give it to someone.
No, it means we are decided truly on the core player of the week, and we're really nailing this sponsor integration.
I mean, it's got to be Polskamp, right? He made a great kick save on the 42nd minute, and he made another one the 56th minute. That was an outstanding save. So, yeah, it's got to be John.
And I don't know who to blame for the bad pass that led to the goal. So I don't know if it was Polskamp or somebody else. So the core failure would be Apple, but core player would be Polskamp.
Okay.
David, got to get the whole full round here. And you're, David.
It's not
David's
unanimous.
shaking his head no.
It's not unanimous. I'm voting Jake. Jake Davis.
Jake, okay. That's a good one. Okay.
Cody?
I'll go Jake, too.
All right. 3-2.
Because you know how I feel about keepers.
Yeah. And Robert doesn't know ball.
And because Robert doesn't know ball, apparently. I'm just
whatever.
I'm just trying to yes and David there. I don't know. I didn't mean to be mean to Robert.
I was just grasping at straws on that one.
I mean,
Cody, this is the first time we have a video that you can do the tree.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point. let's just use that point to lead us into the rest of Major League Soccer discussion here, because there was a moment Saturday night, the late game on the West Coast, LAFC versus FC Dallas. Close game, star-studded game. And at the end of this, Hugo Lloris, in the dying minutes, did any of you watch this game? That would help me here in this discussion. Nope. Okay, great.
That would have been good to put in the rundown to let us know ahead of time.
Oh, should I put this in the rundown?
There.
It is in the rundown. Thank you.
The one that was made
as we were
5 minutes before?
Yeah, as we were already recording.
Okay,
yes, let me watch an entire 90-minute game in 5 minutes.
We threw this together quickly. All right? Here you're getting your Monday podcast. Were we perfect? No. You're getting it on Monday morning. Be happy.
So what happened in LA?
Okay, at the end of this game, Dallas had one moment, the moment there in the dying minutes in stoppage time to get their equalizer. And Hugo Lloris dives to his right and makes a save, pushes it out. I encourage all of you to go listen to it. And if I might add, that's another one of these things. We're doing video now. That's something that I will add to this video that you're watching in the future. We're going to be doing more visual gags. But again, like I said, crazy times. Just threw it together this week. Thankfully, our sponsor knows what we're about, because that we're going to really need that going forward.
Hey, if we do it really good, we got to charge more.
But see, I didn't know how to do it, because then it's like you're on YouTube, and then how much footage can I play of a goal and highlights and things. We're going to get that figured out. It's coming. But I encourage you all to go look at this play. Is it a good save? Yes. That professional athlete dove to his right, made a save, saved the 3 points for his team. It is Hugo Lloris. Therefore, we make a huge deal about it. Go back and watch this play. Here's my point. I know I'm labeled as a keeper hater, but I'm the one that respects keepers. Everyone else wants to give credit for these professional athletes for basically standing on their own 2 feet. Someone kicks the ball straight at him and they didn't move. We act like, oh, what a great, made himself big. Well done. These are professional athletes. And if you watch this play in particular, I think this is just such a great example of where Cody stands on keepers. Is it a good save? Yes, he made a good save. Was it a quote unquote diving save? He dove to his right to make that save.
We should clip this
and tell me again. Cody... Yeah, I know. I really screwed up by not just playing this video for all of you to see.
No, I'm saying we should clip this next time you talk crap on goalkeepers.
Yes, I'll take it, because I'm sorry, I'm right and you're all wrong. I'm the only one that is actually respecting these keepers, because on this play, Hugo Lloris is a professional athlete. Did everyone forget that about they're professional athletes standing in this goal, and what he did on this play was just fall to his right and push a ball. He can use both hands.
Okay.
He has both hands, and he fell to his right, pushed the ball to his right. Was it in a big moment? Did someone shoot a shot on the goal, and he was able to get... Yes, you should have made that save. He should, and he did. He's a world-class player, and it is disrespectful to his talent to say that that is a good save. He is a professional athlete, and I allege that any
I think we have that he's a professional athlete by now.
Any high school keeper in that goal can fall to their right and make that save. Robert, you could make that save.
I love that Cody's trying to gaslight us.
Goalkeeper ever, so I don't know if I could actually.
I'm telling you, I'm the only one that respects keepers. None of you do. You try to give them credit for standing on their own 2 feet. Give them credit when credit is due, and that's what I do.
I actually don't know where Cody stands anymore. Whether he hates them or loves them.
He's gaslighting all of us.
Or whether he thought it was a good save or not. I'm still not sure on that.
I'm so confused. Save.
Hold on. I want to talk to 3 people right now who I know listen intermittently. Kurt Austin, Patrick, and Robo. For the Sporting KC
My
media
biggest
game,
fans.
I need you to put Cody in goal. The only place he's allowed to play. You either aren't in the game or you're in goal. and then I must talk to a 4th person, Daniel Sperry. When you put 2 past Cody, I need you to celebrate directly in his face.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Sperry is the one kicking the balls past me?
I'm fairly sure
Sperry
he could.
is the one that I have to defend against? Sperry.
Sperry, jump into the cauldron, though, if you do.
Oh, my God.
I'll take Cody's head off if you want me to.
Oh,
I can do
I
that.
would be more worried about Robert than I would David.
Oh.
Or David. I said David. Daniel Sperry is who I would be more worried about.
Kurt, please only allow this man to play in goal this summer.
It's a pretty good save, Cody. I'll give you. It's a pretty good save.
It's a
there
good
you go.
save.
It's a pretty good save. Should we laud this professional athlete?
Why are you picking on this
keeper?
one?
I thought this was such a perfect example because no one ever understands. Cody's misunderstood in his hatred of keepers. I've screamed this on the show for years, and this one is such a good example. Everyone who has played a sport, I know you want to hate me and me to be wrong. Watch this play and tell me that a professional athlete in any sport couldn't just fall to the right and push that ball away. I'm telling you, watch this play. And this is why we treat keepers wrong. Only I have respect for them. Anyway.
But you guys all love when Cody's voice gets higher in pitch. He's trying to make a point.
He called me
He's trying
unhinged.
to get dramatic.
I love that he called me unhinged.
I would like to think that we respected John Polskamp a lot last night, because there are multiple.
I heard the chant again.
Chants.
Yeah,
I heard
There are
the
multiple
chant.
chants.
Yeah, Carrie, that's actually a good point too. I turned that game on, and second game of the year at home. I know things aren't great, but that stadium was sparse. Was the cauldron loud?
Yeah.
How did it feel good? Did it feel like a beginning of a season? Anybody have any momentum or good vibes? Anything back there?
No, I mean, outside of one of the capos who probably got the most hype in the last 20 minutes. No.
Yeah,
I thought the Cauldron did pretty well considering. But
Okay, well, that's my point. Pretty well considering.
Okay.
Yeah,
There was an
rough.
entire row behind me that was just empty, and I'm sitting right behind the goal.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it didn't
was
look great on
sparse.
TV. Thad, did you give your full answer of have your expectations changed? Do you feel anything different? What do you think about Wicky's experimentation? Do you feel more confident, less confident? How do you feel?
I don't think it's a lot different. I've pretty consistently said that I think the first half will be not good because of the players and getting players in and stuff like that. And I do feel like Wicky. I've wondered how good of a coach Wicky is. Right,
We suck.
and I think I'm thinking that he's getting me to feel that he's better than I feared he would be. I feared he would not be good, but I'm starting to feel more confident about that.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, there's something.
Cody,
Yeah,
are you going to be available to ask questions on Tuesday at media availability? Because I have a question specifically I would like you to ask Wicky.
Wow, Tuesday. I'm off work on Tuesday. I could go to training on Tuesday if you want me to.
I need you to find out how many languages this man speaks. Because
That's a lot, right?
he was answering in very fluent Spanish last night.
He was, and if I may, the difference between him and Vermees, because Vermees always did it too. Vermees would ask if he didn't know, he would just drop that word or try a different one or something like that. Wicky will just straight up ask, and everyone in the audience is like right on top of ready to help him, and it's very. I love it. I love listening to Wicky do all this in the different languages.
Yeah, one of the guys was like, "Can I ask you a question in Spanish?" And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, "Yep, okay, well, all right." And then they went. But you got to think the man can speak others also. So I would like for you to find out.
I mean, according to Chicago Fire 5 years ago, it was 4.
I'm assuming German, English, Spanish, and French, or Italian.
Yeah, David, do you want me to find this
French.
out? Do you want me to find this out by just saying random languages at him until we nail all of them?
Yeah, I would like for you to
'Cause
ask
Cody
a
has a
question in
wide variety
French
he
and
can do.
another question in German to see how he responds. Mhm.
Okay.
I actually think that would be a fun bit.
The funny part about that question last night was, can I ask the question in Spanish? Is there'd already been 3 questions in Spanish.
Yeah.
right.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm liking Wiki so far. I appreciate like what David pointed out of all of there were like 7 different defensive formations that they did there, and he's just trying to find something that works. So I'm on board with it. He has a look. I want the Cauldron to hand out glasses and caps as and so that everyone can be Where's Waldo in the Cauldron. I think that would be a great look. I think we should all lean into this. Wicky's very fun.
Cody, I just had a brilliant idea. Can we get the man a USMNT jersey? Because we're bringing back the Waldos.
There we go. Just hand out a T-shirt version of the new Yanks jersey, and we're halfway there. He just needs a striped hat, and then we're good.
Yes, all of the Cauldron in red.
Okay, all right. Valid point. Red and white. The stripes we can do for a game. I think at least maybe the game where we do a tifo, a Where's Waldo tifo for Wicky, and then everyone is in the striped jerseys. I think I love the way that sounds.
Yeah, I think just go with the hat and the glasses, quite honestly, because you can take them off and not have the wrong color in the Cauldron.
Valid point.
Good point.
It can be a Where's Wicky.
Oh, Dad, you're so good at this. I fleshed all this out. I said all that, and I didn't come up with Where's Wicky.
I was thinking it's also a future segment when he leaves the club and goes on to coach at, PSG or something, right? We can where's Wicky at this week?
He's going to be here for the long term. I don't like your pessimism.
We need a photo shoot of him in Waldo, the neighborhood.
Just quality content we're coming up with here. I love this.
Yeah, this is the best content ever.
Okay.
When the team has 1 point from 3 games, this is what you get.
What do you think he feels about goalkeepers?
We should play Cody's rant for him and just see if he agrees or not.
He had quite a few quotes last night, actually, about that.
We'll be right back. All right. Let's look around Major League Soccer because we have to look far for Sporting Kansas City to not be in last place. Last place in the West, but there are 4 MLS teams that are still on 0 points this year. So in the wooden spoon standings, we're way ahead. We're not even close to there. 1 point through 3 games. Thad, there are 3 teams in Major League Soccer right now through 3 games that have started the season with 3 straight shutouts.
Do you know who they are?
I know that 2 of the 3 teams have played Sporting Kansas City.
That does help their record, doesn't it?
That assists. Yeah. So San Diego, they're on top of the West. They are 8-0 on their goal differential. And then you've got LAFC and San Jose both at 6-0 on the season, having not conceded through the first 3 games. And if I'm remembering on MLS 360, that was not a record, but the first time in a decade plus in MLS that had happened, and 3 teams have done it because they played Sporting Kansas City.
Well, let's not help them out any further.
When do we play LAFC? We got some time before then?
That's a good question. Somebody should
Got
look
the
that
Galaxy
up.
next week.
Who will be without Peck.
Right.
But don't worry, they have Eric Tommy.
But there are 4 teams who have not scored a point yet, earned a point yet. They're all in the East because the East is pretty crappy. West is by far the superior conference so far this season.
We play LAFC in July.
All right. Lassie will be playing by then. We're going to be great, right, Thad?
He might be playing next week.
Right. So he'll be nice.
And who knows?
Yeah.
We might have Capita and Blorian and Borges and somebody else. Who knows?
David, what else we got from around Major League Soccer that you've seen? Anything?
No.
Technically, on the table, we're behind St. Louis, but we've scored more goals than them.
They have better goal differential than we do?
Yeah.
Sporting's
only 8 points out of first.
No,
right. There we go, Thad.
You'll have to ask Robert. Robert watches more of the league than I do, generally speaking. But I was in the press box last night, so I missed all the early games. And then last night was the Australian Grand Prix, so I missed MLS After Dark also. Formula One.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I straight up did not know what sport you were referring to with that.
The Australian Grand Prix, Formula One. It's on
Also
Apple.
on Apple.
And also, not a good broadcast. Also not a well-done broadcast. Yeah.
They don't do a good broadcast for Formula One.
It's their first year, and they were doing some what I think they thought were clever camera angles. But they were maybe using a drone. I don't know what they were doing, but they had some very bad camera angles. And spent a substantial portion of the thing missing, important passes and all sorts of things. So no, similar to MLS, bad broadcast.
Interesting. Did anybody watch the U.S. women's national team in the She Believes Cup, the last game?
Champions.
Yeah, I mean, they were expected to be, but I was just curious about the camera angle that they use. They use an overhead, I don't know if it was a drone or a cable system over top, but it looked like it was about late 80s quality TV at that point. I'm like, it was terrible. So anyway. What else is going on around the world?
This is great.
We see a low bed though.
But midweek, guys, I know we talk about CONCACAF Champions Cup and what we think of it, but got some really good matchups coming up. Nashville, Miami is going to be a heck of a matchup because Nashville looks really good if you guys haven't seen them play this year. Adding Espinoza to that club has really made a difference for them.
Yeah.
So we also have LAFC playing midweek. Monterrey and Cruz Azul play each other. Philadelphia plays America, which the Union have been terrible. So San Diego plays Toluca, which is going to be a great matchup as well this midweek. So good stuff to look at there. FS1, I think you can catch most of those on.
Robert, do you like the new format? I mean, it's not new this year, but it's a few years old of the Champions Cup. Or because I personally,
the CCC, terrible.
I personally liked the old group stages where we would play.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
I liked the old format. That was made MLS teams maybe less competitive because the knockout rounds were in our off season, but the format I liked a lot better.
Can bring it back next year.
Oh yeah. I don't think they will.
No, it would make sense.
Thad, you went to SKC2 tonight, yeah? At least for the first half. What'd you see?
I saw them give up 2 goals, and I left at halftime and tried to chat with a couple people on the way out, which is why I took a little bit longer. And apparently they gave up 3 more goals after I left. So SKC2 is giving up 9 goals in 2
Things
games.
Are great. Things are great right now for Sporting Kansas City, just great.
And I gotta admit, I was a little bummed because I thought the 2 team was going to do better in this game. Not the first game because they were pretty shorthanded, a lot of academy kids and stuff in there. But this team started Taylor Calhera, Kwaiku Ajabang, Shane Donovan. They had their probably one of their best lineups they've had in a couple of years, and they lost 5-0 apparently.
You guys better all figure out the Ajibang because the World Cup's coming up and Ajimang is going to be playing for the U.S. So you guys better figure out how to say that one before too long.
I thought it was Ajiman, but anyway.
Ajiman, there, okay. But at least say it with confidence.
You can't give us crap and be wrong.
Say it with that's what I'm saying. You just got to say it with confidence and everyone will just accept it.
I will learn his name. I just got to decide which one I'm going to say on a regular basis.
So next week, guys, LA Galaxy, gonna be without Peck, like Thad said, because he got a red. But we have not faced a striker like João Klaus this year yet. It's going to be interesting to see how Wyatt Meyer, Jansen Miller, Bartlow, handle him because he's skilled. As much as we hate him, he's a skilled player. He's scored in every single game for the Galaxy this year. So I'm interested to see what we do with that.
Skilled is just the exact way I would not describe him.
Really?
You can score goals. You can score goals just being big and strong and not be skilled. And that is how I describe Klaus.
He's got some skills.
You can stand in goal and have balls hit you, but sometimes you have to dive.
I know, and even
sometimes
if
you have to use skill to get the goal. So,
and even if you don't dive, everyone will give you credit for it. You just stand on your own 2 feet, you'll get credit for it.
I still don't know where Cody sides on anything.
Good.
That's what makes it compelling. Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep him coming back, always wanting more.
I'm just happy that our Brazilian player does not have problematic heritage, unlike Mr. Klaus.
Correct.
The one half Brazilian player.
Yes.
I know I said all of that, but I am scared of Klaus at the at the head of the galaxy. I just want to make the point, like, specifically, skilled is not what I would describe him as. Like, the guy can score goals, you loop it over the top to him, he can get his head on stuff. Yeah, and that's going to do us in. That will almost assuredly do us in. I just refuse to give Klaus too much credit.
Well, I wonder if Jansen still thinks he's the worst DP in the league.
Yeah, we just need to put Jansen out there, and all will be well.
But does Wicky know that?
Jansen's making it clear. Yeah, he's making that clear in training all week. Thad and Carrie, the Current are starting up. Are we going to have a new episode of Keeping Current this year? A little season preview. What are we looking at with the Current right now?
Hopefully. Yeah, the Current start. We're playing Utah for the first, well, I won't say first time. It's first time opening with Utah. Usually it's Portland. So it's nice to have a little break from that. And I'm glad because we found out this week that Lillibonta has kind of come down with like an injury. So I know that Michelle Cooper is potentially out, probably out for this match. Temwa is still injured. And now we have Lillibonta out. So
yikes.
And they signed a player this week who nobody seemed to even notice. I mean, on loan. Kira
Kuza, something like that.
Yeah.
Well said.
But what a change. What a change from last year, guys. Jeez.
I know.
Top
we went in
and now. Yeah.
Everything seems so great, and now I throw it to them, and it's like, well, we signed a new player this week. I don't know. Well, is that how bad this offseason was?
Yes.
I went to trivia this week, and one of the questions was who is going to be the next manager of the KC Current. And there was one boo whenever the answer was red.
What?
Was it you?
No, it was not me.
It was from a different table.
Yeah, that was not from somebody in the know.
An MLS knower.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a right winger.
What?
Okay. Nothing else for the Current? We're so unoptimistic about them. I can't get Thad tingly or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not as optimistic for this year for them at all because of losing Hutton, losing Pfeiffer. They've got some young players.
I thought we decided they were so much better than everyone else last year, they cannot be as good and still finish at the top.
I feel like we've lost more than 12 points.
Okay.
Which is what was between first and second last year.
Yeah. And also not having Cooper to start the season, not having Temwa to start the season, having potentially a kid out of college starting on the wing. And we don't know who the 6 will be. Because even if it is low, it's probably she's not a regular starting 6 in a single pivot kind of situation. We don't know what kind of formation they're going to play. We don't know a lot.
Well, Mary Long will save us. We're fine.
She's injured.
Out with ACL.
She's hurt.
So yeah,
okay.
It's and then just signing Armas still sounds like a really questionable decision. But on the flip side of that, they were the most profitable professional women's sports team in America last year.
Is that like being the fastest guy in Poland?
They made 40 million, and I don't think some other teams in town can say that.
That's like Jake Reed winning Executive of the Year while their team almost wins the Wooden Spoon. That's the same thing that we got going on there. Okay. All right, we'll go listen to Keeping Current on this very network, on the KC Soccer Journal Network, for more on the Current. Before we get out of here, Thad, this weekend is the Comets celebrity game. Will the celebrity that is Thad Bell be playing?
I put in a reservation and RSVP. So, yes.
You're going to be out there. You're going to be one of the 35 human beings out on that field. I said I was going to go, and now today I think I realized I am not going to be able to get off work. So I'm very disappointed in this. Cody does not miss a media game, especially if you're going to call me a celebrity to play in it. Like it just really hurts to miss one where you're calling me a celebrity if I get to play in it.
So, Cody, there is another podcast that we have created. You might want to plug that a little bit.
What is that podcast, Robert?
Well, it's focused on the U.S. national teams, men and women. Of course, it's She Believes Cup for the ladies won that this past week, and the men got some big friendlies coming up at the end of March to see what that roster is going to look like in less than 100 days now. So for the World Cup. So yeah, Wednesday nights we record that, and it usually comes out Thursday, Friday. So check that out.
And it's called Over There because of our friends at the Vanden Arms. So Over There is that podcast, national team podcast, as we warm up to the World Cup here in Kansas City this year. So another piece of content for you that's coming out on this network, Thad.
Yep. So just rounding up, next Saturday, the Current will play at 3. The Comets will play at 7, I think. 6:30 or 7.
6, I think.
6?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be going straight there, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I am.
And then Sporting is playing at 9, whatever.
Right.
So it's a busy soccer day.
Guys, if I dye my hair, do you think I can pull off claiming to be Cody and getting his spot in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you even need to dye your hair because I don't know that the celebrity Cody is actually known by face.
Not enough people know Cody in that way. So I think you can
now
get
we're
away
doing
with it.
video.
I just want to make sure I get that shirt. I live off of the free gear that we get as being media members. So I'm hoping I have waited long enough that the shirt orders are already in, and I'm still going to get a shirt. But
if you get enough shirts, you can raise your bed level.
No, here
and the match is actually 8:30 Saturday night for Sporting.
Okay,
Cody,
So, yeah.
I will score an offsides goal in your honor.
You can't be offside indoors.
Wasn't that Cody's goal, or was that the Current?
no, Cody's goal was onside. All of Cody's goals.
That
have
was the
been
Sporting
onside.
Kansas City media game.
All of them.
You were not.
He was off.
All of
He
them
was
have
off.
been onside.
You were off. I had a national team level coach up there watching it. Said you were off. So.
The national team that didn't qualify for the World Cup a couple times ago. What do those guys know? They don't know
No, the
any-
one
this
that
was-
did qualify for the World Cup, but
this
didn't
was-
win it.
This was pre-Pochettino and the new regime, so those guys didn't know what they were talking about. It was
I'm
onside.
pretty sure he's talking about Vlatko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Damn
Cody,
it. I
try
didn't
so
realize-
hard.
I can't say anything bad about Vlatko. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
he kind of knows soccer.
Guy knows ball. He knows ball a little more than us. Okay. Thank
Maybe
you
not
very much
Armas.
for listening to everyone that tunes in to listen to this team that is just going to have a rough year. We appreciate you very much for listening. Go listen to all the other content we have on this show. And thank you to our new sponsor, Core Outdoor Equipment. We'll talk to you next week. Sport Night!
The other side don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.